Okay, the kind of the last thing to get going here on all the mechanicals is the air conditioning. I went and purchased a new dryer because the other dryer has been opened quite a bit for mocking up hoses and tubes and such. So I found a place down here for the dryer. You can see it's right down there. There's the openings. I got two little strap mounts that mount it to the frame. There's the output for the condenser. The input for the condenser is right here on top. And this right here. That goes there. Okay. And then I've already gone ahead and mocked up my hose between the condenser and the dryer, or the evaporator and the dryer, and it comes up right through here. Right down here. There's the hose. It connects down here on the back side of the dryer. It comes up here through some protection. You can see I've got the pipe wrapped with insulation where it passes through the engine compartment here, or the front nose compartment. Comes on up, goes in, and goes to the evaporator. So that line is mocked up. My dryer seems to be fitting just fine down there. And the last tube is this small little tube right here. This little tube goes from the dryer right here that I showed you down to that nipple down there at the bottom of the condenser. So basically getting ready to get this AC all hooked up. Alright, now I've got my new dryer in place down here and the hose is hooked up to it. It's very dark in here, very tight, so you'll be able to see too well. See the bottom of the dryer hanging out here at the bottom. So the hoses are connected. I went ahead and got my service gauges connected here on the high side and over here on the low side. You can see I pulled a vacuum for about a half an hour with my little vacuum pump here. And then once I pulled that vacuum, I went ahead and closed these valves. These valves connect these two gauges basically, or these two, to the center gauge here. These valves are still connected to their hose into the system. So right now, I pulled the vacuum and okay, so I pulled a vacuum. I'm letting it sit for a while here. You can see it's almost at a minus 30. And this one right here also is pulled way to the left. So right now, the system goes through these gauges, through these hoses, all the way through the system. And I've let it sit here for about 15 minutes or so. It does not appear to be leaking back to zero. I will need to monitor it a little bit longer to make sure that I don't have any leaks in the system. But I'm going to go ahead and probably run this pump for another 45 minutes or so to make sure I clear out all the air and moisture in the system. And then I'll close it off again and let it sit for a couple of hours to ensure that I don't have any leakage, and then I can start filling it with Freon.